Alright, greetings Panadians, and welcome to my video about covering whether or not the Challenger Pass, the Frontier Pass, and the Genesis Pass Premium Passes are worth it. Specifically for Challenger and Frontier Pass, those are the only one for Premium Pass. Genesis Pass, in and of itself, is conceptually its own Premium Pass. But to get started, let's cover specifics. I'm going to explain how to do Challenger and Frontier Pass, and then we'll go into its worth, just so I don't have to make two different videos explaining what the pass is and how to do it, and whether or not it's worth it. So, how to actually do Challenger Pass. Challenger Pass and Frontier Pass are pretty similar in their concepts. While Challenger Pass is only available for Challenger World, while the Frontier Pass is for every server except for Challenger World. So, Frontier for primary, Challenger for Challenger. So, for Challenger Pass, you would need to level up each level, each level only requiring 480 Challenger points for each level. Ignoring the missions for now, there are a total of 20 levels, and if I am reading this correctly and understanding this correctly, the Premium Pass will allow you to actually unlock an additional section of rewards of the pass, but not a total of 40 levels, but a total of 20 in general. They just share the same milestones from what I can recall. I'll double check it in-game. But, so, follow me along with me on this one. There's 20 levels times 480 required per level, which is 9,600. You need 9,600 points throughout the entire event to max out Challenger Pass. And, if I did the math correctly by counting the calendar, there are a total of 12 weeks. And, if we go in-game, you will see that Challenger Pass, you can get a total of 3,000 points per week. Oh, if anyone's actually wondering where the weekly missions are, yeah, it's tucked up in the corner. It took me like 20 minutes to find it because I'm that stupid. But yeah. Yep. If you click here, you'll notice that I've already done Monster Park on this, so I can just click claim all, get all those points, and there's a bunch of stuff here. But going back to the patch notes, give me a second. Going back to the patch notes. What does this mean? Since we only need 9,600 points, and we can get 3,000 per week, that you can pretty much get this done in a month. But if you don't want to sweat it, and what I believe most people will be able to get done are all of the symbol dailies, which is 1,000 points total, all the Monster Park for that week, which it adds up to an additional 1,500, and some rudimentary like weekly bosses like Chaos Road Abyss, Caesacum, and Hard Healer, all the easy ones. You should be able to get this one done as well. So that's 1,600. I'm not gonna bother counting this one in case no one bothers doing that. And I don't know how to factor in how many people are gonna be doing the 5,000, 10,000 kills from dailies. So let's grab the calculator. That is 9,600 divided by 1,600. Yeah, it's 6. Even if you go really slow on this, you'll be able to get it done completely. So, let us go to the Frontier Pass. The Frontier Pass is the same thing conceptually and functionality-wise, but it has 30 levels, and we get 22 weeks to get it done. And as like it was for Challenger World, you also need 480 points per level. So, scrolling down. Oh, yeah, these are a finite amount of quests. I believe this is 20 quests total, and they're all worth 100 points each, which is a grand total of 2,000 per week. So, let's go here. So that's 30 levels. Let's pull out the calculator again. Hello, calculator. Man, this computer sucks. All right, so we got 30 multiplied by 480 is 14,400. And as I mentioned, you can do 2,000 points worth of missions per day, per week. So once again, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Monster Park definitely, so that's another 5, so that's 1,000 right there. And since this is your primary world, I'm willing to bet you'll be doing Epic Dungeon and your bosses regardless. So 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And just by doing your dailies on that character, and remember, the Frontier Pass can only be done on one set character. So be sure to do this on the character that you're going to be bothering to do this on in general. So yeah, because if you do Epic Dungeons or Monster Park Extreme or your kills on a different character that isn't assigned, it will not work. The assigned character is whichever one you started the quest on. I hate that Nexon did this design. It's stupid. So, let's assume that you... let's be generous and said you only did 15,000 kills. So that means you got these 3 done. Which means you only did... Hold up, I'm stupid. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You've done 17 quests per week. So, 17 times 100 is 1.7 thousand points per week. And multiply by 22, that's 37,400 points. As you can tell, we only needed 14,400 points to max it out. So technically speaking, you can go way lighter. So to tell you how much exactly you do need to do, so that's 14,400 divided by 22 weeks, you need 654.54 points per week in order to max this out by the end of the event. Which means, rounding it up to 700 because you can't get 650, you only need to do 7 of these per week. So that means like Monster Park is 5 right there. Your boss, if it's a boss meal, that's the weekly boss is done already as well. So that's 7. So long as you're doing 7 missions per week for Frontier Pass, you'll be fine. You'll be fine by the end of the actual event. And now that we got actually how to do these passes again, let's go over their worth. So the Premium Pass, where are you? The Premium Pass for Challenger World is 19,800 Maple Points, and it lasts way less time. If I remember correctly, it does not last the entire... Yep, it doesn't last the entire duration of the actual event, as it does with Challenger World and whatnot. Excuse me. And for 19.8 thousand, as a basis, you get 200% normal mob damage, which is nice for training. Challenger World is always nice. Plus an additional 20% EXP if you're going to bother training it. I already bought the pass, and I don't care for the EXP. I mostly wanted the rewards. Specifically, if we look at the quantities, you'll notice that you get a decent amount. And when we go to the Frontier Pass, you'll see that it's actually going to be a lot less. My personal opinion on how it and why it's worth it is because, one, it's $20. It's cheap. And I didn't have to spend any money. I just sold my reward points. But that's besides the point. Look at the stuff that we'll be getting at the start of Challenger World. And since I'm actually planning on even trying to get to the E-Caling solo and Black Mage and normal Kalos solo objectives, these are going to help me out immensely. You get a bunch of Sonic coupons, a bunch of nodes, even more fragments. Let's count how many fragments we get. That's 100, 200, 400. So we get 400 alone from the pass. And not to mention, we get 600 from the Challenger World objectives up to, I think, 30,000 points. I could be wrong. So that's already 1,000 fragments, saving me so much time. A bunch of vouchers, more flames, more advanced vouchers. For $20, for something that I personally feel I can easily achieve, like reaching this point, this is 100% worth. The Challenger Pass, Premium Pass, personal opinion, is definitely worth. I recommend that majority of people get it, even if you're not going to be doing it to the extent that I'm going to be doing it. It'll still be worth it towards the end. And as for the Frontier Pass, sorry about that, guys. I'm actually a little bit sick. The Premium Pass for the Frontier Pass is 49,800 Maple Points, but it lasts until April 21st, which if I remember correctly, without checking, it'll last towards the end of the actual event itself that we have right now, which I believe the Twilight Eve event. Okay, scroll to the Premium Pass. You'll notice significantly that the quantity is drastically reduced for everything. It's essentially cut in half in a majority of the areas and untouched in some others. So, yeah. Personally speaking, if it was not 49,800 Maple Points, I would have said this was worth it. If Nexon priced it at like 30k, 35k, maybe I would say yes, but this isn't worth it. I personally believe the base rewards are going to be more worth for your time versus your cost of spending this for how much you'll be getting these. And obviously, you also get the normal normal damage and plus 20% EXP. I still don't feel this is worth. Personally speaking, I'm cheap, but at the same time, the price tag is not worth it. Like I said, if it was 30 or 35k Maple Points, I would have said yes, you should buy it. But otherwise speaking, not really. And now, oh, wrong window. I need to scroll up. The next part is the Genesis Pass. The Genesis Pass only lasts up to the February 10th. So, we got November, December, January, February. So we got 4 months to really mess with this. Yeah, and the only way you can purchase it is if you're 255, so if you don't see it, or if you're unable to click it, that's the reason why. Let's go over exactly what you get from the Genesis Pass. The Genesis Pass costs 30k NX. You do not have the ability to buy this with Maple Points. Nexon probably saw that there's a bunch of people like me who actually get Maple Points for free by just selling reward points, so they want us to actually spend money, so smart marketing, I guess. But the benefits are as follows. You get triple the traces of darkness obtained from boss fights. And the 11 weeks to 4 weeks, I'm assuming they're calculating that based off of if you were soloing everything. I could be wrong. But regardless, triple the traces, triple the speed. It's very nice. And additionally, for the people who suck at the game, or like just bad at hands, there's a lot of people like that. That's not a bad thing. You'll learn eventually. But up to 6 challengers, so that means you can have 6 people in the liberation missions, specifically from Wait, did they include... Wait, was Lotus and Damien always able to be duoed? I don't remember that one. But yeah. Assuming that actually is accurate, you can have 6 people in the fight. And if we scroll down lower, I think it will mention that it's only 50% damage reduction for everybody. So it's still not that bad. But yeah. And additionally, we get extra stats to bring with us to the challenging bosses that we fight, which is also nice, especially if you're doing this in Challenger World. It's a nice boost. And then you'll have a guaranteed attack power and magic attack commander soul. So pretty much Lotus, Von Leon, Arcarium, Magnus, Lotus, Damien, Lucid, Will, V-Healer, Dark... Oh, not Dark, no. And one of those will be the one that you get as a soul automatically. So as you heard me, Von Leon and Arcarium, they're not double S tier, so you're probably going to have to reroll those anyways. But at least we get a guaranteed attack one that we can utilize. And let's see. Party limit expanded. Penalties for each Genesis mission, including the 50% final damage reduction when proceeding with a party, will still apply. So, even if everyone's weakened, it's still going to be good in terms of like liberating. So that's going to be nice. And as for the buff that you get for that one, they're not that impressive, but the arcane power, this is nice. I don't know how it's going to apply, but I want to say that you'll still get the benefits on like the past perk effects until February 10th. It doesn't say it'll go away when you finish it. So, if you care about this factor, if you buy the pass and you want to solo Black Mage like I'm trying to do, you can technically get the 1.1 multiplier damage for Arcane Force when fighting Black Mage solo later on. So this will be worth it. This will be worth it. And as for the soul, as I mentioned, you get Von Leon, Arcarium, Magnus, Lotus, Damien, Lucid, Will. Oh, Dark Note. Oh, they included him as a commander. That's right, he is a commander technically. But yeah. So yeah, you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You got a 2 in 9 chance of rolling the crappier ones. But regardless, overall, for the primary benefit of liberating faster, being able to do this in multiple parties, which will be pretty fun in Challenger World, additional benefits of the buffs to help you, 30k is both worth it and not worth it. So it'll be entirely up to you. Personally speaking, the price tag, no. The benefits, yes. So personally speaking, I will be purchasing this once my Ren in Challenger World hits 255. I'm going to attempt to do this. Yeah, and there's really nothing else that I will be considering to cover this. Oh, by the way, also this just got changed. The maximum amount of traces you can hold now is 3,000. I think they changed that. I have to double check it, but regardless. But yeah. So, Challenger Pass for the premium, I would highly recommend its cost. The Frontier Pass, I do not recommend it. That does not seem worth it. And Genesis Pass, I'm still 50-50 on it, but I will still be buying it nonetheless because I want the benefits. But yeah, that's my personal preference on whether or not those passes are worth it. If there's any questions about the earlier portions about how to do the passes, please let me know down in the comments. Or if you have any questions about anything else, please let me know down in the comments as well. And I'll do my best to answer them. With that being said, thanks for watching and the good support. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.